Hello guys, and welcome to this, the first comic book sales discussion video with me, Comic Noob. This is of course for the month of January 2012. Now let's jump straight into it. I will be putting all the facts and figures up on the screen. I'll do my kind of commentary, interpreting the results and giving you a bit of what I would feel is my perspective on these results. So let's start off with the top comic book sales publishers for the month. Now I'll just quickly run through the top 3 or 5 or so comic book publishers. I'm not going to really go down further down the list because not many people are really actually interested in companies like Viz Media, Eagle Moss Publications for example. So let's jump straight in. So first off, top of the charts, they've split it into two kind of tables, and they seem to have deemed Marvel to be top of the list in terms of retail market share. I assume that means percentage of the market in terms of dollars and not units. So as you can see, Marvel are dominating. Well, they're not dominating. They're in the lead by about 1.75% over DC Comics, which to be honest, it's still pretty close. I wouldn't really say Marvel or DC are really trumping each other. I think we've seen it in the past be a lot wider than that. I would say it's pretty close, and I think it's really now, as you see, going to depend on the big story arcs such as the Avengers v X-Men title might push Marvel into even further in the lead. But if you look at it in terms of unit market share, DC Comics are actually in the lead by about 2.3% or so, which is quite significant. So basically what you can tell from this is DC Comics are selling more comics, but in terms of money, Marvel are selling less comics slightly, but making more money on those comics. In third place is Image Comics with a retail market share of 5.48% and in units 4.83%. I'd just like to go back and note that Marvel and DC Comics do hold more than a third of the market each, and I'd say that's pretty much consistent throughout the months really, and the other third is made up by all the independent publishers. So Image Comics still holding in strong. Next up, Dark Horse Comics with 4.89% of the retail market share, with 3.55% of the unit market share. So as you can see, Image Comics are pretty much clear third place. Dark Horse Comics are kind of chasing them, but they're not close, and neither is IDW Publishing. They're not really that close in the light of things. So yeah, that was the top comic book publishers. As you see, it's still a close fight between Marvel and DC. I wouldn't say there's really actually a clear winner, but it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it in clear dollar money, Marvel are winning, but if you look at it in how many comics they're actually selling, DC Comics are winning. But I would say there's not really a clear cut top winner this month, if I was being honest. Now if you look at the comparative sales statistics, you can see here that January 2012 compared to last month was actually not a good month. January was not a good month. I personally thought it would have been a good month with people having Christmas money, but when you look at it, it's normally January when people don't actually spend as much money because they spent all their money on Christmas. So as you can see, comic sales in dollars are down 7.01%, which is quite significant actually, and units is down 8.93%, which is almost 10%. That's quite significant, I'd say, in the light of things. And this month compared to last month, we're actually up in terms of dollar money 32%, and in units 33%. So that's quite a significant increase on last year. So that's quite a staggering increase, despite it not doing as well compared to December. But this is what I wanted to this is where I want to really focus on. This is the top 10 comic books of January 2012. Now I found this quite interesting in the light that Marvel are top in terms of dollar per sale. But when you look at this, for top 10 comic books in terms of being sold, it's DC. DC have dominated the top 10 comic books. as you can see, number 1 was Justice League issue 5. They're all issue 5s. Batman, then Action Comics, then Detective Comics, Green Lantern, Batman. As you can see, it's actually Batman that's dominating. All 4 of the Batman titles are in the top 10, and of the top 10, there's only 2 comics that are priced at $3.99, which is quite, I would say, quite significant in terms that perhaps DC's price pointage of $2.99 is meaning they're getting more people reading their comics. Perhaps not making as much money, but more people are reading their comics compared to Marvel, which is quite an interesting view. And considering they are increasing the prices of Batman and Batman Detective Comics, it should prove interesting to see where they fall next month or the month after, whenever they are released, to see if that actually makes a difference in their rankings and whether people drop them. From what I've really heard, Batman is solid, and I don't think many people are actually going to drop Batman issue number 6 or number 7 whenever it gets priced up to $3.99, but I think Detective Comics is definitely on the ropes. I think that's one of the comics that when the price goes up, a lot of people will actually consider dropping it. So we'll see how that affects, but as you can see there, top 10 comics is all DC, not Marvel. I'm not really going to talk about the graphic novels because I don't really have much of an insight on them to really be able to tell you all in what's on the screen, neither with toys or games, but this is quite a good pie chart just to sum it all up. As you can see there, this is just me kind of introducing. I won't go into these basic things in future reviews, but as you can see there, it's quite clear cut that Marvel and DC Comics per dollar share hold a significant chunk of the market, over 2/3 of the market, just over 2/3. And in terms of unit share, yeah, they pretty much more than 2/3 of the market is dominated by DC and Marvel. As you can see there, actually DC has a fair bit more than Marvel in the light of things, in my opinion. But yeah, that was my comic book sales discussion video. Hopefully as the month goes on I will improve on my discussion part of it, and yeah, I hope you found this interesting and insightful, and let me know if you want me to do these every month. Hopefully there's a high demand for these because a few people have been asking for it. So thanks, and I'll see you guys next week, or next month actually.